What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and I just want to update you that I just recently changed my channel name from Frugal Pinay Mom to the Frugal Pinay. So I hope you guys like it. This is in line with my Facebook page and my Instagram, so please do follow me on my Instagram and my Facebook page as well, the Frugal Pinay. Thank you. Okay, so we just completed our 2 weeks quarantine after we arrived home, and we thought that we're gonna go and stroll around with Henry in the area. And we do find out that there are 3 properties next to each other that it has been empty. I believe it's been for a year.
Yeah, so we found these 3 vacant properties that we wanted to just take a closer look at because we really like this area where we live. And so we had a look. We don't know how long they've been vacant for, but they look like
It could be
quite,
2 to 3 years.
at least. Yeah, I'd almost say 4 or 5. But
And it's funny, they're next to each other.
they're next to each other in this corner. The areas around it doesn't seem to be well lit at night, but it seems that it's fine. It's near a creek, but not too close to a creek. But it just doesn't look like the owners want to live in the house. So we wanted to take a closer look to see if potentially this could be a house that we might be interested to buy in the future.
Yeah. And you can see in the video there are a few plants, but I think these plants belong to the neighbor.
Yeah,
and they've been trying to maintain. But just a closer look, have a look into that. This is the terrace.
Yeah, and we think there's loads of kind of water damage there. We saw a drip coming down out of the roof.
Yeah, you can see the water dripping.
Yeah, and then so there could easily be quite a lot of water damage with this house.
They may need to do a lot of
refurbishment. Yeah, this one I think someone hasn't lived in it for
Look at the
at
back
least 4
area.
or 5 years. All the garden is overgrown.
Bushes.
There's 1 or 2 windows open. There's no furniture in there. It just looks really. It doesn't look like anybody's lived in there for a while. Yeah, it's very empty. It doesn't look like anybody ever.
Look at the windows full of rust.
Yeah, like
this has to be changed.
I'd say it would require a lot of work. This building.
Yeah, but this kind of how to say property is also the one that we are looking for, like some kind of distress. It's one of our strategies.
Yeah, it's to take a house, a distressed property, or a property that needs work, and doing that work and upgrading it, and then renting it out or selling it.
Just a question: do you think that we should invest during COVID-19? Like, with this, now that we are seeing this, do you think it's good timing? Like if you're an investor?
Yeah, I think it's great timing because the market would have slowed, so a lot of people who are trying to sell their house maybe not selling their house, but then there's plenty of people who are out there who are trying to sell their house and nobody's buying houses, so you might get a very good price. So yeah, these are changing times, it's changing every day, but I'd say there's some fantastic opportunities out there because I'd say there's plenty of desperate sellers who have lost their job and maybe they're not able to cannot pay mortgage. So you may get a discount price if you've got cash in the bank to pay.
But you remember when we were talking about the other night that we said it doesn't really matter whether there's a COVID or there's no COVID, what kind of crisis, as long as your numbers
as long as your numbers
works
add up and you know what your rent is, your price to rent ratio in the area that you are targeting, that is the most important.
Yeah. So no matter what the situation is, right?
Yeah, because if you know what people are paying in rent and you know what the price is of the average type of house, you can see if it's a good place to use as a rental, to rent out to potential tenants, and see if you can earn some cash flow from your rent price after you pay the mortgage and you pay all the expenses on the building.
Yeah, so for these 3 houses, so this is just an initial phase for us to identify the property, whether it is our strategy or not. So for us, first of all, it is our strategy, one of our strategy, because it's distressed, and we want to look into like refurbishing or upgrading, and then probably because we don't live we normally
Buy and hold.
buy and hold and potentially turn it into multi-unit.
Yeah.
But since this is a subdivision area, it could be a different strategy.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that before we can even make an offer, what our next step is that we check the market value, right?
Yeah.
In the area.
Yeah.
Because now that we see the house, before we even contact the owner,
Yeah.
so we check the market value. So once we check the market value and then we run the number, because our strategy is multi-unit transformation.
Yeah, transformation.
Yeah. So because multi-unit transformation, again, this has a lot of potential because the space and the size of the land and also the design, you can easily turn this into 4 multi-unit apartments. But the question is, will it cover the mortgage?
And will you be able to get the rent?
Will you be able to get the rent? So that's the next step, is that after identifying the property, we then have to check the market value.
Yeah.
How much is the price worth? And then we need to make sure, find out how much would the mortgage be.
Yeah, what would be the
And then the rent. No, first the rent and then the mortgage fee.
mortgage?
And then if we think that this property works for us and it does cover the mortgage, then we can go ahead and contact the owner and make an offer.
Yeah, it covers the mortgage and the expenses of the building, because this building would require a lot of work up front as well, so you would have to put a lot of investment into it. There, you can see the picture there. There's the other house. There's another house there that is empty and vacant.
Yeah, like 1, 2, and then the corner.
We couldn't even get in close to that one because the garden was so overgrown.
Yeah. So yeah, so this is how we normally do when we are in the Philippines. We
Yeah.
keep looking of something that we could buy, we could potentially buy.
Yeah.
So we normally look in the local neighborhood.
Yeah, and
This
it-
is our first time
well-
to identify in the subdivision.
Yeah, that we're
like
because
estate house.
we like the area, and the area has been appreciating in value quite a
Yeah.
lot. So we
Yeah.
always want to find that bad house in the nice area, because we know if we upgrade it, then we will get a good price. So that's why we had a closer look at these properties to see if if we could potentially invest some money into upgrading it, buying it, upgrading it, and then either turning it into a multi-unit, as Claudine says, or just simply selling it as a single unit.
Yeah.
Would that be a viable option?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we were
normally do.
analyzing there.
Yeah. Maybe on our next video, because one of our neighbor approached me that the house next to our house is up for sale.
Yeah.
But then I need to find out that, and we'll probably ask the owner whether we can take a video, and maybe we can share with them also whether, because they have their price already, but then we can compare, right?
Yeah, we'll show you a bit. We'll delve into the numbers in a bit more detail in the next video.
Yeah. So that's it from us, guys. So we are COVID free. I mean, as of now, we are happy that we are in the Philippines. A lot of people probably won't consider coming back to the Philippines because of this new pandemic situation. But if you are in an estate house or a subdivision, it's quite relaxing because you'll be able to walk around your front yard, and a lot of the people outside your front gate are like, it's not that much people. Like, you still be able to go and walk around peacefully, just like what you saw earlier. We are strolling with Henry, and the road is almost empty, right?
Yeah.
So
a lot different from Hong Kong.
a lot different from Hong Kong, and we're so happy. But again, thank you very much, and I hope the content of this video also give you a little bit of idea whether should you invest during this time or not. So please stay tuned with our upcoming video where we show a little bit more of numbers on how to analyze this kind of
and we'll
property.
go into the price to rent ratio in a bit more detail.
Okay, thank you very much. Please
Thank
don't
you.
forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye for now.